Hey y'all, I'm Emily and welcome back to Bama Based, where I find peace in my garden and joy in my kitchen. And it is finally tomato day. I've waited all winter for this day and I'm actually a little bit late planting my tomatoes. So my Mimi duties came first before planting. And so Jason and I have spent the last few weekends with the grandbabies. We actually just got home. We had just a quick day trip down to Florida to see Liam and Cooper. Cooper is in his last year of machine pitch baseball, and then little Liam just started t-ball. So Saturday morning was their opening ceremony, and it was the only Saturday where we could go down and see both boys play on the same day, and it would just fit with our schedule. So we just had a quick trip down south, and now we're back, and I don't want to let another day go by without starting my tomatoes. So let me tell you what I want to start and why I'm scaling back a lot this year. So several years ago, I would say right around the whole COVID scare issue, I really ramped up my gardening game, and I came across the channel Roots and Refuge. Her name is Jess Sowards, and I fell in love with her content. I have learned so much from her, and she's amazing. I love just how she's so down to earth. So she helped spark my joy of gardening and lessen the fear of my ignorance of gardening at the time. And I picked up a few tried and true variety of tomatoes that are just knockouts, y'all. So I'm so excited. Last year I purchased these seeds, and you get so many. And with a garden my size, y'all, I'm in 8A, North Alabama, in my backyard. I'm an urban gardener. I don't have acres and acres and acres. So I have a few raised garden beds, and then I believe it's 16 by 4 feet of an in-ground bed. And y'all, that's it. So I use every square inch I possibly can. So using every square inch I possibly can, I want to use my planting space for Brad's Atomic Grape and Barry's Crazy Cherry, and these are from Wild Boar Farms. These two tomato varieties, y'all, both delicious, but I really grow them for their uniqueness. They are crazy looking. They spark interest and joy and are definitely a conversation starter. And y'all, my backyard is like free game for my neighbors. They just come in, they help themselves to the produce, they marvel at what I'm able to grow in the greenhouse. They bring their friends in. Of course, they have permission, but y'all, it's just a joy to see their curiosity on their faces when they see Brad's Atomic Grape and Barry's Crazy Cherry. So Brad's Atomic Grape, it's very, I'm not going to say earthy flavor, but it's more of a deep depth of a tomato flavor. It adds just a good umami. That's the word I'm looking for, a good umami flavor. I personally enjoy these just fresh right off the plant. But I do put them in my tomato sauce, and delicious. And they're so unique that they have these little stripes on it, and y'all, delicious. Try it. I believe she has a coupon code. You'll have to check out her channel, but Roots and Refuge definitely put me on to Wild Boar Farms tomatoes. So I'm going to start those. And then Barry's Crazy Cherry. Now, I had a few of these last year, but I have a tendency to plant way more than I can plant. Like, I will be drowning in plants in this greenhouse. So my goal this year is to not do that, and give the plants the best shot to live out their fullest and give me what they're genetically designed to do. So I had one plant that just went bananas. And y'all, I had a cluster like this big of probably 50 tomatoes. It was literally crazy. And I'm not a big cherry tomato fan. These are delicious, but I just grow these because they're so unique. They're a conversation starter, and I'm just in awe of what these plants do. So, Barry's Crazy Cherry. So, I'm only going to have a few plants, tomato plants, in my 16 by 4-ish in-ground garden bed. The last several years, come June, July, August, it literally turns into a jungle, and I can't do that. I'm pruning. It becomes too much. So I'm going to scale way back, and instead of planting 20 tomatoes every 6 inches, which is not ideal, I'm going to scale way back and do it right and only plant 1 or 2. And I'm only focusing on Dr. Witchies or Wychees. I say Witchies. Witchies Yellow. Y'all, sweet but tangy, good acid level. Love this tomato. So I'm only going to grow, I'm going to grow a few, start a few, but probably only plant out 1. I do like to share with my friends. And of course my mommy in Georgia. So a good tried and true, decent size heirloom slicing tomato is Abe Lincoln. Y'all, you can't go wrong with this. This one is also from In My Garden Seeds. Abe Lincoln on a good BLT sandwich. Phenomenal, phenomenal. So I'll be starting those. And then if you've watched any of my content, y'all know my favorite, absolute favorite tomato is the Giant Belgium. Y'all, this is a 10 out of 10, no, 100 out of 10. This is the best tomato I have ever grown and eaten. My all-time favorite. Hartley's crying. You're fine, buddy. It's raining, so of course he's gonna cry. But y'all, this is my absolute favorite. They grow so tall, massive fruit. No joke, massive. The plant itself is stunning, and it's a great conversation starter too. Like, I love Giant Belgium tomato. I will have this in my garden every single year. I love it. And of course, I love my salsa verde, and I didn't really get any last year, so I'm going to grow even more tomatillos. And so this packet of seeds is from Seed Therapy, and I'm going to grow probably 4 plants this year, but start more so my friends and family can enjoy them. So that's going to be, I forgot to mention my wild boar farms. I'm going to put them in my 2 front raised beds in front of the greenhouse that are also in front of the pool. And then the other 4 seed packets will be for the in-ground bed. Now, here are a few that I want to put also in the raised bed, but then possibly in my green stock. So these are determinate tomatoes. So they're only going to grow a certain height and produce a certain amount of, or a determined amount of fruit. So I will put these in the front of my in-ground garden bed right here. So the first one is going to be my just Roma tomato. Of course you need Roma tomatoes for your sauce. So Roma tomato will be started, and it is a determinate. And I tried these last year and I was very impressed. Great flavor, great germination. I have dirt all over me. I haven't even started planting. So the Homestead tomato, I'm going to start again because I had great success with this and it was delicious. And this is also a semi-determinate. And if you love sauces, you always plant San Marzanos. Love it. And these are semi-determinate as well. Great flavor. And then I have this one in mind for my new green stock that I'll be setting up shortly. I just need the hubby's help lifting it all up, and yeah, it just gets heavy. And I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm just going to hold it up. I'm going to try to say it. Werikawahi? I know I just butchered it, y'all. But I got it from M.I. Gardener, and it is a dwarf indeterminate, which is unique. I mean, a dwarf indeterminate. We'll see. But I want to put it in the green stock because I grew these last year and they didn't get super tall. Probably about 2-3 feet. So I'm going to give this one a go. And they were also delicious. Also a very unique leaf structure. They were just pretty. I do not have any micro dwarf tomato plant or seeds for that yet. I'll probably go on a shopping spree and pick some up. But so this one is the only one I have planned for the green stock right now, possibly. I want to do some more research and see what else everyone has success with. So those are my tomatoes I'm going to start. But if I had to recommend one out of all of these for flavor, productivity, just coolness, is going to be that Giant Belgian tomato. Y'all, I love it. Now for crazy factor and just that wow factor, y'all visit Wild Boar Farms and pick up Barry's Crazy Cherry because it is very crazy. I love it. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited for tomato season. There's an ant. Ugh. But so I'm just going to make my plant labels and get going. So when I start my tomatoes, I like to put them in a 3-inch, well, this might be a 2-inch, nope, 3-inch pot. And these pots came from Bootstrap Farmer that I purchased from M.I. Gardener's site. But yeah, Bootstrap Farmer pots, great quality, love them. And I just put a few tomato seeds in each pot and then label just one pot. So if I have, you know, one seed not germinate, I don't have an empty cup. So for my tomatoes, it just, to me, is easier to start with 1 cup and then a pot and move on up to the bigger size when they get a little bit bigger. I cannot wait for a good BLT sandwich, y'all. Tomatoes, fresh from the garden, they do definitely taste different than store-bought. And I just love going outside and picking them fresh. And I like having an abundance to then make a sauce or a condiment. I just like gardening. Alright, so these are more precious than gold to me. So I'm going to start just a few. And this is Barry's Crazy Cherry. I'm probably going to start about 5 or 6 in this cup. And I purchased these last year. I'm going to make my tag here before I forget, because I will forget if I don't do it. Berry's Crazy Cherry. Move to the back here. Alright, so the next one is going to be the Brad's Atomic Grape. So Brad's Atomic Grape was the first dark bluish, purple, blackish colored tomato that I ever grew last year, and I fell in love with it. It's so unique. Alright, so I'm going to just put probably about 10 or so in this one. Again, so I can share with my friends and family. And then try to rein myself in. When it comes to my tomatoes, more than any other plant, I have a hard time putting some of them in the compost. And I try to save all of the seedlings, and I will literally have 100, 200 tomato starts in this greenhouse. Not kidding. It drives Jason bananas. Because I know, and he knows full well, I don't have the planting space. But I just don't have the heart to put some in the compost bin. And so this one is Brad's Atomic Grape. Alright, so now I'm going to start Abe Lincoln. And Abe Lincoln is an indeterminate variety of tomato. It's a great slicer, great flavor. Love these. Alrighty, so about 10 or so of these seeds, Abe Lincoln tomato seeds, will be going into this pot. I love seed starting. It's like little beginnings. And with my tomato seed starting method, I love to bottom water. Now the soil that I use is jungle growth. It is a little barky, but not overly barky. I have had no problems with any of my seedlings germinating in this mix. If I find any super big pieces, I just toss it out. But jungle growth is my favorite potting medium, or garden soil really, that I have come across. I don't really care for Miracle Grow too much. And I found that straight compost was kind of stinky. So I prefer jungle growth that I just purchased from Lowe's. Alrighty. Now let's definitely start my Giant Belgium tomatoes. I am like, this tomato, y'all. I'm in love with this tomato. I need to be like the spokesperson for the Giant Belgium tomato. It is my absolute favorite. If you have a trellising space for the Giant Belgium, because it will need support, give this one a try. I love it. So I'm going to plant several because I like to share this particular tomato with friends at work who are also passionate gardeners. And that was Giant Belgium. All right, now let's start a few homestead tomatoes. I was pretty impressed with this one last year. Great flavor again. And I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But this even grew great in the greenhouse. Even like in July, I was kind of shocked. Alright, so in this pot is the homestead tomatoes. Get those nestled in the soil. Seeing these pots just, it brings me joy. All right, so now let's do my Roma tomato. And the Roma tomato is a determinate. I'll probably try to put some of these in the green stock as well. All nestled in. And y'all make sure you do label your seed starts, because you think you will remember what you planted, but you sure won't, especially if you're a person with ADD. I won't remember what pot is what in a minute. All right, so now let's do our San Marzano. I'm going to finish off that packet. Get those nestled in the soil and labeled. All right, now let's plant a few of the Weirikawach, y'all, this one. Gotta look at the seed packet to spell it correctly. Because if I can't even say it, I know I won't be able to even spell it right. Alright, so this one is being labeled. All right, and Dr. Witchies. Now let's do our tomatillo. I love a good salsa verde. Alrighty y'all, so I have my tomatoes planted for the gardening season for 2026 and I am so excited. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different varieties. Roma, Giant Belgium, Abe Lincoln, Brad's Atomic Grape, Barry's Crazy Cherry, Homestead, San Marzano, the Werkachawawi, however you say that, Dr. Witchy's, and my tomatillo. I'm so excited to see these grow, and I'm so excited to then harvest them this summer. So this will be it for my 2026 tomato video. I hope y'all give these varieties a chance because they are absolutely amazing. These are like my top favorites. So give them a shot, y'all. They are amazing. I'm Emily from Bama Based. If y'all could give this video a like and a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye y'all.